Today I want to answer the question, what kinds of bread are unleavened breads? Well, I love your questions and I love answering them. I'm Annette Reeder, the biblical nutritionist, and we're going to talk about what are the different options that you can serve during Passover, during Easter, during Resurrection Sunday, or during the Feast of Unleavened Bread, or maybe just any time of the year. What breads constitute unleavened bread? Well, I want to share with you some of the easier ones to buy that you've already been enjoying, and that would be, one is just tortilla breads. You can buy them obviously already made. You can make them yourself. There's lots of delicious recipes out there on the internet, and that's just an easy way of having an unleavened bread for your meal. Another option would be making unleavened bread, and I actually have a stack of these that I just made. I have that recipe in the Healthy Treasures cookbook, and I'll post it down below as well. Then we have a second unleavened bread that's kind of like a brownie. It's a little bit thicker and chewier, and actually has just a hint of sweetness. And it's another good recipe that I'm going to put down below for you to enjoy as well. So far we have tortilla breads. We have two different unleavened breads. And another option would be matzah crackers. You'll find them in all the stores, especially around Passover season. And matzah stands for unleavened. And so it's just, a typical crunchy cracker if that's something you desire just to experiment with or to try, or let your family taste it to see what Jewish people eat during Passover season. But there's another option that I hadn't really thought of before, but as I was kind of researching all the different breads that are unleavened, well, I have a really good friend who was a missionary in France, and she loves making crepes. Well, I used to call them crepes, so anyway, that is a sweet bread that's actually cooked in a skillet, and then you fill it with all kinds of fruit and whipped cream and strawberries, delicious. I'm probably making you hungry, but that also is an unleavened bread. And so when it comes time to reading scripture, and scripture talks about leavening and how leaven equates to sin and how we need to get rid of that in our life, and to take 7 days out of the year and not eat any leavened breads, well, these are some fun foods that you can truly enjoy. So I hope this has helped give you some ideas of what would be a leavened bread. I did learn that pita bread is depending on how you make it. I can make just regular unleavened bread into a pita bread just by making it thicker and then just slicing it after it's baked and kind of make it into a pita bread. But traditionally, pita bread has a yeast in it to cause it to be a little bit lighter and fluffier, so it tastes better when it has the filling inside. So pita bread is a no, and then the good news is the ones that are a yes would be matzah, unleavened bread, tortillas, and crepes. So anyway, let me know which one you're going to try first with your family. And as you read the scripture and it talks about unleavened bread, go to the kitchen and start tasting it for yourself. When you do this, your children and your grandchildren are going to remember the stories more because you've now brought them to life. Because food excites our senses. And when our senses are excited, they actually remember more about what we're teaching them. So enjoy this. I'm Annette Reeder, the biblical nutritionist. And be sure and subscribe to this channel so that you can always be notified when new videos are posted. And be sure and give it a thumbs up if you like this. And I hope you do, because we need to share this message around the world. We need to share it with our women's group. We need to share it with our family and our friends. And I'm looking to you to help me get the mission out, because the more we teach people about God's foods, the more we draw them to the table to worship.